What do you believe? What do you actually believe?
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Are you Mayor Christensen?
I am.
All right, good.
I have to work every day, guys.
Listen, wonderful.
We have questions.
Okay, good. Bring them on.
All right, let's
Bring 'em on.
Let's set the stage here. We've been listening to this for 4 months.
No, 6 or 7 years.
I know.
6 or 7 years.
All right, listen. Don't get combative. Okay, we're here.
Well, you're in front of my house yelling and screaming
Well,
like nutties.
let's
We
have a
went-
nice
Let's do it.
conversation.
Let's do it.
We
All
went
right.
to the city offices.
So we have people here from St. George, Delta, all the counties,
Super.
all the mayor counties.
I don't need to hear where everybody's from. I don't care.
Okay, no, it's important for you to know that we are fed up with listening to the story, and these people were.
Here, I'm going to make it very clear to you.
Hang on a second.
Story.
Listen.
It's a story.
Can you listen, or is
Somebody's
it,
Go ahead.
are you going to listen as
Go
a
ahead.
mayor
Yeah.
and protect your citizens here?
I'm doing a good
So,
job.
Josh got assaulted last night.
Where
he
is
has
Josh?
He has
I'm
a
right
shiner.
here. Right here.
Hi, Josh.
How you doing, Kurt?
Haven't talked to him in 3 years. By the
All
way.
right,
That's
good.
not
He
true.
has a
When
shiner.
was the last time we talked?
All right, you
Council
keep
meeting.
interrupting.
Okay, a long time
You
ago.
won't
You called
want to
me a
have
liar.
conversation with you.
Okay, go ahead.
So he's got a shiner. He got assaulted last night,
Mhm.
the second time this month.
Uh-huh.
Okay, he got assaulted.
Uh-huh.
There's witnesses. Brad
Uh-huh.
James has a stalking injunction that he knows about that is standing right now.
Uh-huh.
He won't arrest the offending party. That is criminal, what they have done to this man and this woman in the trespass and assault. Why is it that they haven't arrested the Eversons when these guys are getting beat up and they haven't
They
touched
have.
them?
You guys, you want to talk what? I've got the Eversons on here wondering why they're not arresting him for the same thing. He's also hit his neighbor.
I
He's
did.
also done
when?
things like that.
When? Well, have you been
Okay,
there?
stop. Go.
No,
I don't
you
wanna
stop.
argue
You
with that.
stop telling
Hearsay,
lies.
objection.
You stop saying things that ain't true, Kurt, because you're causing problems
No,
for me
we're
and
not.
my family.
Let
yeah,
me
you
tell
are.
you guys, what's
What do you mean?
the problem today?
The problem is,
The problem is we want peace for this family.
we
That's
want to
the
be left
problem.
alone.
We want them to live in
No,
peace.
they
in the
don't
city.
want peace. We leave them alone, and they keep doing things.
is that
irritate
true?
everybody.
Let him
Is
talk.
that true?
Like what?
Like what?
Okay, so let's talk about what his property. It's not his property.
Okay.
I
So
talked.
has he been to court and afforded due process?
I'm not over court.
All
or whatever's
right,
going
so
on.
we want due process for this
He's getting
man.
it. He's
We don't
getting
want
it.
the city
Right.
You're
harassing
full of
him about the lines, where he's putting his rocks, any of that, until you have a court order to remove stuff.
Stop.
Okay.
You're assuming he owns it. He doesn't own
Well,
it.
it doesn't
And
matter.
Ruby
How do you
doesn't
know?
own it.
How do you
have
know?
to go to
How do
court
you know?
I
against
just
him.
talked to Daddy today, and Daddy's not very happy with you.
Oh, now what are you talking to my daddy for?
Right here, we want to talk about to the real owner of the property.
Oh.
You aren't the property owner.
Who is?
The building, your daddy, Dave.
Oh, how come you call me my daddy?
Why are you so condescending
Yeah,
to
why
I
me?
know.
I'm not. I'm just
You
tired
are
of
not
Josh.
a very-
Have you seen him on the news accusing me and the chief and the crazy stuff he
Because
Like
you
does?
are-
what? Like what?
Because
What
you
have I
are a
accused you of?
liar.
Let's see. I moved the property lines down at Olson's. You called him in Iceland. He says,
who
"Who's
did I
this
call?
crazy guy calling me?"
Who did I
said, "I don't
call?
know."
Who did I call? How did? Okay.
Bart Olson.
Now, how did I call him? What did I say?
I don't know, but he called his CEO.
Did he? Are you sure? Are you sure he
Yeah,
called the CEO?
yeah, these
Or did
people
he
are
tell
credible.
me to contact the CEO?
Okay, so he called
Which one
his
is it?
CEO and he called me.
Oh, which one is it though?
I don't even care who
But
it is.
you said you talked to the
problem,
Olsons.
you
You
don't
don't know.
I did talk to the Olsons. Olsons called his CEO.
Oh, the Olsons. Now you just said the
Well,
Olsons
why are you in the
talked to
middle
you.
of everything? Nobody cares where the
you're asking why
nobody
it's so
nobody cares
condescending?
where the boundary are. Why are you
I
in
care.
everybody's
I
in my
care because
property?
you changed my boundary
I
line.
didn't change your boundary
And I
line.
care if you change someone
Josh,
else's
that's a
boundary
lie.
line
I never
illegally.
changed your
Okay,
boundary
this
line.
needs to go
Who
to
did?
court.
It
Until
needs
then,
to
he
be
needs
in the
due
court.
process.
Okay,
He needs due
he's been
process,
done.
and you cannot encroach on him and send him harassment letters. And Chief Brad James needs to enforce.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, I do know.
Oh, you don't.
I've known about this for 4 months.
The city's
and
put
I've
up
been
with it for
gathering
6
evidence.
months. Oh, great evidence.
Yeah.
Are you part of his investigative team?
Hey, you know what? We are neighbors that are concerned about peace in this
Good, we
neighborhood.
want it.
We want them to have peace.
We want
and
it.
we want you guys to stop the harassment. We want Brad James to enforce the stalking injunction when this guy's getting beat up by his neighbor. That is unacceptable. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. There's the police. Are you the police or the sheriff?
Police.
Okay, so where's Brad James?
He's home. He doesn't have to work tonight.
All right, so he's home. Okay, so we want.
They want
There's
peace.
listen. There is a stalking injunction right now that's standing. These guys, look at this man. He has a black eye. He has a shiner.
Half of one.
half of one, right?
They don't
his,
care.
His,
Well, this is
they
Ray
have
Smith
witnesses
and Marbury, so they don't
that were there,
Smith-
present witnesses, and this guy
Marbury,
got beat
you
up
know
by
me,
his
I was
neighbor,
that witness.
and he hasn't been arrested. Why is this happening here in the city?
This
We
is
want
a
this to
legitimate-
stop.
Ray Smith
We've driven
come
from
in.
all the
That's why.
corners of the state of Utah. We can't have this. This family deserves peace.
It is a legitimate question. Why was he assaulted last night and the neighbor not arrested?
And that's
You,
something
you have a character witness standing right here who was shut up by your
Two of them.
mayor
Two of them.
and was not
Two
allowed to
witnesses.
talk. I did raise my hand. I said, by your- I raised my hand and say, can I interject? And you said no. And then rolled your
So
eyes.
we want to understand why the neighbor wasn't arrested.
Someone asked the question a little while ago, why is he so condescending? Folks, I would be that way if you came up to my property.
What if this happened to your
We're
house
here
for
on public
7 years?
property
This has
right
been
now.
my
I'm his
house
neighbor,
7
buddy.
years. 7 years.
Hey,
this has
I'm
been going on.
offended that you guys are
I
your
know.
loudspeakers
Imagine
coming
my house.
across
Imagine how I
to
feel.
my house.
Not
Imagine
your
how I
house.
feel at my home. Whose
Hey,
house is
I'm
it?
offended
your
by
dad's.
that.
It's my dad's house.
I'm condescending.
So where do I
Building
live?
inspection,
Am
he's
I
got
allowed?
the things-
Should I sleep there?
I
Can I
see
sleep
why
there?
he is.
Can I sleep at?
Oh, God.
Can I
If
sleep
you
in
knew the
my?
family.
Or can I sleep in my dad's house? I guess I should say, right?
So that was a legitimate question. Like, okay,
We had over 40
Why?
people here today
You are an
from all corners of
embarrassment as a
Utah.
mayor, sir.
We drove from St. George Delta,
Attitude.
St. Pete
Look
County,
at that road.
Davis, huh?
I have friends.
You know what? We want peace for this family. Can we? Is that too much to ask? And can you guys enforce the stalking injunction that
Why is the
the
mayor
judge
moving out?
ordered
Excuse
against
me.
Everson, and he got assaulted by the Eversons, and this man was present?
Raul.
He's a character witness.
Raul, I'd like to ask, even without a stalking
Hey,
injunction,
I think-
if a neighbor comes onto your property and assaults you, shouldn't he be arrested? Yeah. What is wrong with this city? Why?
Yeah,
would-
what's wrong here? That's what we're questioning. It's what
Under
is
this
wrong
color
here.
of law right here.
Hey, what about your police reports that
could
they
I
called
have
3
your name?
times?
Oh,
And guess
Marbury?
what? They're not
Yes.
And your
recorded.
badge number?
15J7.
Sorry?
15J7.
And can you tell us why that man wasn't arrested last night? No, you're not gonna reply?
No comment on that.
No comment on that.
It's the
You
thing.
don't
It's
arrest
something.
people who assault people?
My name's Sergeant Greg Smith, 15J3.
And you don't arrest people who
So
assault someone?
I wasn't on scene of that last night.
I'm sorry?
Is it okay if I bring my mask down
We
just a
want you to
little bit?
enforce this
Please.
right now.
So-
We want you to enforce this assault charges against the Eversons. We want those charges to be pressed against them. We want him arrested and him face the law.
You had a witness.
So,
We have a witness right here. This man saw it.
okay.
So he's a character witness.
What was your first name, sir? Just so I can.
I don't answer questions.
Okay. So just to be clear, we're not going to do anything tonight. With
Why?
it.
So now they can come tonight at 10:30 and 12:30. When I got calls last night, they can come again tonight at 10:30 and 12:30 and assault him again.
If they're, please call us.
You guys
And you
got
won't
called out
arrest him
twice
again.
last night after an assault.
Please
I
call
saw
us. He's
him
coming
twice.
calling. How
What
can you
good
come
does
to
it
my
do to
house?
call you if you don't
After
arrest
they
somebody?
assaulted me last time, what was you doing in my house? You come knocking on my door, hiding. What was you doing? What was you gonna serve me with?
I'm not sure what you're talking about, Josh. What incident are you talking about?
The last time Lane and I had an incident, just a couple weeks ago, twice you come to my home, and I asked for you to not come to my home, yet you guys still come to my home.
Okay. All right.
How come you come to my home? What was the purpose of that visit?
This really isn't going to go anywhere.
But what was the purpose?
You don't want
of
to
that
answer the
visit?
question, see? We have a problem here. We have a problem.
You're not
why was
upholding
you
the
there?
law.
Listen, we're gonna hold you guys to account, okay? We're gonna go after your bonds if need be.
Okay.
We're gonna press criminal charges against you if we have to. No, you need to enforce the law here. That's what you're here for. This man was assaulted again last night. There's a character witness here. He's got a shiner.
He's not just a
This is
character
ridiculous.
witness. He was a witness to the assault.
We're done with this.
And I
we
was
want peace in the
assaulted by him
city.
too.
Salem means peace.
They had to almost pull him off of me. And I asked for charges or something. You want they said? Oh, well, it's just a dispute. We're not going to do anything about it.
My
There's a
question
criminal
still is-
activity going on. It's the assault and the battery.
Greg,
That's criminal in and of itself. That's enough to arrest the guy.
my question still is, why were you at my home when I asked you for not to come there, Yet you guys were there still to serve me papers. What were you serving?
The chief had an affair over here with James.
Serving what?
We're not gonna go there.
But what's he gonna serve me with?
There's nothing to speak about.
I'm proud of myself.
There's nothing
I'm
that
proud.
should be
I'm proud of this town and I'm proud of this
conversation in this form. It's just not a good thing.
There's not a form. I'm asking a direct question. Why did you come to my home to serve me papers? What was you going to serve me with?
We were going to serve you with a citation, Josh.
That's what I got to say to you.
For I believe disorderly conduct.
Notice that? Notice that?
So
For assault?
no, it wasn't for assault. Okay.
what?
I'm not going to even talk about that stuff anymore. We're here to keep the peace,
Well, I
okay?
know, but how come you?
You're right. I was. And they need to do their job.
Okay.
How come you keep the peace in my home? How come you come into my home to fight?
That is so wrong.
Why, Greg? What did I do to you? I don't even know who you are. I don't know Jared Barney. I never met Jared Barney. I don't care if you had an affair with my ex-wife. I don't care what you've done with everybody. I don't care about your guys, okay? You guys can do whatever you want with little girls. You can act however you want. Do whatever you want. All I care about is what I care about is my home, okay? And you come into my home and violating me and trying to scare me and scare my wife, especially when I've asked you not to come to my home for 7 years, due to the fact that you're the friend with my ex-wife's friend that had an affair with her, okay? So I've asked you, please don't come around. And what did you do? You come around, you come around. You ruined my son's childhood.
We
You
have
did nothing
video
to help
evidence
him.
of all this. You know what? We don't want to come here anymore, man. I live in St. George. It's a 3.5 hour drive, and I have to work and provide for my
Did the
family.
police take his firearm?
Nobody pays me.
That wasn't part of my case. I don't know.
Whose case was it? Whose case?
I believe it was the Utah County Sheriff's Office, right, Josh?
And Salem.
Okay.
Yeah, Salem.
Well, again, I wasn't there.
All right, fair
I wasn't
enough.
there.
Would it concern you if due process wasn't followed?
So I'm here to keep the peace, okay? I'm not going to discuss all these cases and things with you people.
I'm sorry, you're crazy.
But we're here.
We
to keep
know the
peace.
police. I haven't seen it in my life.
Josh don't know him.
Stepped in to ensure.
Okay, then give me a fact.
I've seen a lot of innocent men do time. Been to a lot of courtrooms. I've never seen the police stand up for anybody but the attorneys and the politicians.
We
That's a
offered
fact.
you in city council to bring in these boxes. And he said,
But whatever
"I got so
good
much
you did
evidence."
today,
Give us the best.
God saw
You
that.
can't listen to all of it. Just give us the
Whatever
best.
bad you did today, God saw that.
We will not have a private meeting. Can you have
And you say we're not
I think we
fair.
have enough. Huh?
It's allowed to in city council. We give you
Oh,
over
wow,
20
yeah.
minutes.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Hey, the only thing I got to say to you guys is thank you for your patience. You've been very restrained, and I appreciate that.
And
But
thank you guys
please,
for.
please enforce the law.
That's between him and his
That's
neighbor.
your job. You swore an oath to the
Josh got a survey
Constitution,
with
and that is to
20,000
enforce
And
the
they
law
put in the
to
ban.
protect the citizens and their rights.
Josh didn't get-
Protect
No,
the
stop.
rights of the citizens is your main job.
You're not talking.
When
Right?
someone is assaulted, the assaulter should be arrested.
Okay.
Why did you not arrest that man last night?
This is not something I'm going to discuss. I'm sorry.
Well, to be fair, legally, he has to be a witness. I won't. That's true, though. But that should be in the report. That should be. And the video should be gold.
They got pulled out.
The stalking injunction should be enforced. Clearly, it's not.
It's not a stalking.
I know. Everson's a weird dude. He's a weird guy.
This mayor's a weird dude.
No.
There is a survey. If they don't want to accept
Yeah.
it, that's their thing.
Yeah.
But I wanted you guys all to know.
Such a
They're talking
polite,
about 9
wonderful
inches,
man.
guys. I don't really care. I don't care.
9 inches.
It's 24 inches by 140
by
feet.
160 feet.
24 inches
18
by
inches by
140 feet.
160 feet.
You mentioned the other day, it's our property. We own it. We
Who owns
property?
it? Who owns it?
in the back of my
How do you
backyard.
know
We
Salem
own
City
it.
owns it, yes.
How?
We say we own
How do you know the
Salem City, the citizens own it.
Excuse me,
Not
sir.
me.
Excuse me, sir.
Right?
Excuse me, sir.
Public.
Excuse me, sir.
it. Not you.
In order to take property from an individual, even if you say the city owns it and you haven't occupied it for more than 10 years, you have to
No,
get,
Josh,
you
you're,
have to
you're
get
so wrong,
you
Josh.
have to get a court order from a judge Yes, you do. It's
No.
called Private Property Act. It's called the
Josh,
Private Property
it's-
Act.
No.
Do you want me to show
No,
you by law?
Josh, you know nothing.
I know nothing.
We
Hey,
got
you guys,
property down here.
You know what this
You can
guy
take it.
said when we got here? Bring it on douches.
Douches.
Douches
Yeah,
is what he
he
said.
called us a
Bring it
douche.
on douches.
Bring it on,
This
dude.
guy said, this is the mayor of Salem. He said, bring it on douches.
Bring it on,
Can you
douches.
believe this?
Wendy.
Let's get out of here.
Wendy.
This man deserves no respect.
Okay,
He doesn't deserve our
Seventh
time. Let's get
Amendment
out.
to the Constitution of the United States. In suits of common law where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no face tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in court of the United States, then according to the rules of common law. You, sir, have obviously not read the Constitution.
Thanks for
yet.
assuming that.
You haven't. Have you
have
ever read the
taken
mayor's
an oath
handbook?
to it.
I
You know what,
gave
guys?
you the mayor's handbook. Did you read it? Did you read the mayor's handbook?
Google it, do and don't.
Did you? No, he didn't. He
Do
never
and
read the
don'ts
mayor's
of the mayor.
handbook on how to be a mayor.
Obviously.
And I took it to him because of what they were doing. I had a city council meeting and said, hey, maybe if these guys knew the violations they were doing, they would stop. So I took the mayor handbook to him, patiently going, hey, guys, when
Josh,
you read this
you
book,
never
please
give me the
understand-
handbook. I haven't had 2 conversations with Josh.
This is see, it's a PDF. I can send it to you.
We give the entire city council.
Conversations with him, but yet
The
you
He's
entire-
been at city council. Where else have we ever met?
City council.
Just once.
We went to the city council
Once?
meeting. I've appeared before the city council at least 4 times asking
Not
you guys
with
to
me.
put,
Not
asking
with
you
me.
to put my boundary
Not with
lines
me in the
back.
last 3 years.
I've
Not with
asked you
me.
to put my boundary lines back.
Maybe they'll,
Yeah, low life drug dealer. Piece of
I haven't
shit.
led. I
Do I
don't.
listen to your phone call? I listen to your phone call.
Oh, you do, Josh.
You're saying that I'm going to shoot the cops. You're saying that I put signs up that I'm going to shoot everybody. Why are you saying things like that? You're trying to put me in a position where these guys are going to hurt me.
No,
Why?
we're not.
Why?
We're not.
No, you are. You are.
Josh,
By saying-
everybody
by
wants you
saying-
just to build your house.
Then,
Build your
then,
house.
then don't
Slow.
shut it down. Don't shut the job down illegally. You shut it
I
down
don't believe it's
twice
illegal.
illegally.
No,
Twice illegally.
I don't believe that.
You don't?
I have a question.
So why
I
do
don't
you have?
believe
What's a SWIP permit for? What's a SWIP permit?
You know what? You'll have to talk to the building
Okay,
inspector on
well,
that.
you
It's
don't-
our property.
My job does not require a SWIP permit, so it was shut down illegally for that. The other reason, what was it shut down for? Because you know everything.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
know nothing.
No,
What was it shut down for?
Press. They have charges to press.
We
Why
are
are you
saying
not?
press charges.
Why are you? Yeah, press charges.
Everybody knows
You
everything
want
besides
charges
me.
to
What?
press.
So my question is,
Yeah, that's great.
if he's on, if he's got the rock on
here.
the
City property.
city property,
talk to the man that
so if
calls
that's
us
city
douches.
property, and that's every time it rains or storms, it goes down
Yeah, it's
into
crazy.
Dana's property.
We
So-
can address that issue, but that doesn't mean he can just come out and build a rock wall or anything.
Well, how
else.
come Dana can? How come Dana can build a rock wall?
You know
You know
what?
what? He needs to process.
How
He needs
come?
to
How
process
come
in
Dana
court.
and the Eversons
You
can
guys
do
have
whatever
a
they want on
dispute
their
against
property?
him.
Eversons have
You
a
need
car
to take
parked
him to
there.
court.
No, he can take us to court.
No,
Yeah,
no,
well,
you
then
can-
leave
you
us
have to
alone.
take me to
Leave
court.
us property alone.
You can't touch my
You can't
property
take his
until you
rocks.
take me to
You can't
court.
do that. You can't touch
Who?
his dirt.
Carter, your city worker Carter.
Dale Carter.
Dale, that's his job.
No, it's not his job.
Let's go, guys.
It's not his job.
My son
Hey,
had
Brad's
leaving.
My
son came
go.
from Peru on his mission. He went to high school
gonna
this
go
summer.
anywhere.
I would like to call you and ask you questions.
That would be wonderful.
So, I'll get. Do you have a phone number that I can call
Sure.
you? Dale kept saying that.
But I have a job. You can't call me in the middle of the day, and I've had people call me.
No, I
Do you understand that?
I understand.
Okay.
You
you
just
know
admit
what?
on camera he has a job, yet I read the Constitution to him, yet he's still denying it?
I'm trying to get a phone number.
You know what, buddy?
So
You're
just a
nuts.
second.
So
Okay,
go.
so
Your
what-
Constitution
Look at
bearer.
this guy.
I
know.
To interrupt and say he doesn't know the Constitution. I mean,
Dude, this is the mayor of Salem.
to interrupt and say that statement.
You gotta have a better vocabulary than that.
Okay, go ahead.
What's your phone number?
801
801
592.
592.
I don't want everybody to know my phone number. Come here, I'll send it to you. Come
Give me
here.
a second. Okay.
Please don't give it to anybody.
Oh, I can give it to everybody. I have.
Yes, I want
You
to
know,
know why
all I
Jay
have to
was
do
not.
is
He's
file
got
a
the black eye and he's got
Information
the
Act form
witnesses.
out, and then I can get whatever I want.
And you guys seen the video of him coming and he's got a
Well, it's just
restraining
online.
order?
File
The
false police report.
Emerson's
They don't care.
and he knocked
They
their
don't
fence
care.
over and
He
He
everything.
said.
Nothing
He said
happened
it's up to
him.
him. It's up to him, right? It's up to Lane to do whatever he wants. So.
For the
So can I?
Hey guys, we're driving from St. George, 3.5 hours to Salem, Utah to help the Thayer family. They've been just harassed. Their neighbor has been committing assault against them. They have a stalking injunction against the neighbor. The police will not enforce it. They're not getting equal treatment under the law. And you know, we have people driving 3.5 hours away to Salem to help this family. We're taking time from our schedules. We don't get paid for this. This is totally voluntary, and we're all just concerned neighbors about the peace that this family doesn't have. We've lobbied the police department in Salem. James, what is his name? James Brad or Brad James, or I can't remember now, but the chief of police in the Salem Police Department, he is just not holding his end of the bargain. And now we want to come to the neighborhood in a peaceful manner. And we're going to talk to all the neighbors there, get them aware of the situation. You know, this family needs peace. And this is just unreal. So we're almost about 11 minutes away, and I'll report on the next update soon. So one more thing that I want to say is there's people from Manti, Delta, St. Pete County, Utah County, Salt Lake County, Weber County, Davis County, and other counties coming, you know, where people are driving, you know, quite a few miles to come help this family and see if we can find peaceful resolution to this. They've been suffering about 4 years of harassment from the police and from this neighbor, and they just won't let go, and we want peace for this family. All right, guys, we're here at the Thayer property right now. There's quite a group of us here. We've traveled, of course, I already told you that, from St. George, St. Pete County, Delta, just all different places. People brought signs. We're getting privy to all the information that we need right now, and we're expecting to see the city of Salem come and tear down a rock wall here that is disputedly on Thayer's property. They are building this awesome home behind me. It's a wonderful place, and they spent so many years trying to build this, and they live in their trailer behind this house, and they've been having just problem after problem for years. Harassment from the police. They're not getting due process in court to dispute the boundary. The city wants to come and tear down his wall, and he, you know, this is his wall that he's put up. You know, it's a retaining wall. It's what it actually is. And they want to tear that down without a warrant, without a court order, without going through due process. And they can't do that without an order from a judge after they go through their due process. So anyways, this is what's going on. We have a bunch of people here that are willing to stand with the Thayers, and we want peaceful resolution. We want this family to have peace, because the neighbor to the north has been coming into his property and assaulting Josh and Nubia, racially discriminating against them by putting cans of beans in their mailbox, you know, because Nubia is a Mexican national. The police has come here almost twice a week for 4 years, and they stopped doing that after, you know, we were able to make a phone call to the chief of police, and he backed out. But he's not enforcing the stalking injunction against the neighbor. The neighbor comes here. This is the second time in the last month that he's physically assaulted Josh. And, you know, we want to expose all these players. Chief Brad James is not giving equal protection under the law. He didn't arrest. We had an assault here last night from Everson against Josh and his wife, and, you know, Everson's wife as well assaulted them. And they didn't arrest them. They didn't enforce the stalking injunction. You know, for goodness sakes, how can a family live like this for all these years and not get satisfaction from their government. You know, the government is supposed to protect. We want peace in this neighborhood. We want peace for this family. We want the neighbors to respect each other and get along, and we're going to communicate that in a peaceful manner to all the neighbors and to the chief of police again, and we're gonna go hit up the mayor as well. The mayor seems, in my opinion, might be a culprit here, and we want to make sure that he understands that he needs to step off. He needs to step off of the life of this family. We're not going to tolerate this anymore. I've been hearing it for 4 months, and I think that's enough. And you know, this family has been getting it for 7 years. Nubia has getting it for 4 years since she married, and they haven't had a peaceful marriage because of all this stuff. So they have to have their day in court, and that's what we want. So we're going to communicate all that today. Due process for the Thayers. Due process for the Thayers. Enforce this stalking injunction, Brad James.
Brad James.
Enforce the stalking injunction, Brad James.
Enforce the stalking injunction, bad Brad James. Bad Brad James. Bad Brad James. Bad Brad James.
Enforce the stalking injunction.
Bad Brad James.
We want peace in the neighborhood.
We want peace in the neighborhood.
The Thayers deserve peace in their neighborhood.
The Thayers deserve peace in their neighborhood.
The neighbors deserve peace in their neighborhood.
The neighbors deserve peace in their neighborhood. Not these people. They need a few minutes in hell.
Stop the harassment.
Stop the harassment.
Stop the assaults.
Stop the assaults.
Stop the harassment.
Stop the harassment.
Stop the assaults.
Stop the assaults.
Stop the harassment.
Stop the harassment.
Stop the assaults.
Stop the assaults.
Stop the harassment. Stop the assaults. We want peace for the Thayers.
I'm going to call it Eunice, so Utah's Nis. And I'm just going to once a week do like a feature story. So one to one on Natalie Klein.
So as you can see, you know, we have a group of people going to the police station and the city office. We're going to try and talk to them and figure out where they stand, how we can create a peaceful resolution to all this and stop the harassment, and have the chief of police know that we're onto it. We've been chanting around the town, walking with a megaphone, letting everybody know that we want peace for the Thayers. We want peace for Salem. Now we're gonna go talk to him, see what happens.
Now that he's been assaulted, that's criminal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the police, we just got a big lecture on that from them.
Oh, it's locked. They've locked us out. We're here.
Well, is this a police call?
Ring the dinger. Ding, 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 ding. Hello. Can you call them? Hello.
Yeah.
Salem City Police Department. Are they skipping out on duty? Is it 5:30 yet? After hours call. Are they being paid? Are they getting a cookie? Are the cops really? Are they milking the system
Let's go
right
see
now?
if there's anyone on the other side.
Are you
of
guys
the
off fishing?
building.
Where are you?
Call the number here for assistance.
Hello?
Did you see this number right here?
Yeah.
Where are the good cops of Salem?
I mean, they
Maybe
have
there
to be
aren't
there.
any.
Where else are they gonna be?
I had makeup on it a little bit earlier. I think it's wore
So
off.
Josh got a shiner from last night's assault, and that was Lane's wife.
Now he might have slipped the punch, but the guy's wife was picking on him too.
Both kicking me and hitting me.
Oh,
So-
I've been over like that, and they're
Was
both
it? Did they
kicking me.
punch you
Oh,
right
they-
here?
Yeah, they're punching me. It's probably a knee, I think.
Oh, it's a knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a scuffle then, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That dude's weird.
All right.
I
This
went.
is-
I put a cone.
Did anybody get arrested?
No.
Nope.
Of course. And this is the guy.
They did. You mean to say that they did not enforce the stalking injunction?
They did not.
They did not.
No. Not
Okay, Brad James.
It's another civil matter.
Didn't we talk about this before, Brad James?
Civil matter.
Enforcing the stalking injunction, that's criminal activity right there. An assault on a person and battery Isn't that battery too?
And then they're saying that I stole their cell phone, and then they put it.
Oh, you stole the cell phone.
And they had
Right.
come back at 2
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning and said that it was pinging in our backyard.
Oh, sure.
They're all, can we come look at it?
Sure.
Can we go in your
Well,
backyard and see
you
if we
guys
can
come
see
in
it?
your- they go
no.
in your backyard whenever they want
They
to
come
anyway.
back and put a phone back there is what they're going to do.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, they'll probably plant drugs back there.
Yeah, drugs or
Losers. They've already taken your gun.
Tell you, man, I don't know how you hold it together, bro. Oh, I guess we went the other way. Okay.
Chop, chop.
They wouldn't let Josh have chickens, but that's because
Chop, chop.
So, hey, what is going on? I mean, we've gone around this building already, and we can't find a chief of
They're
police.
hiding.
They're hiding.
They've turned off all the lights. Either that or they've gone home before 5 o'clock.
Which would be...
Which they were notified that we were going to be here today, so it wouldn't be far-fetched for them to leave and not have to face what they've done.
You see what's going on here? Do you see what's going on here?
It's sick.
This is sick.
Call 911.
We should call the city police.
If you're
Wait,
Josh, you don't get 911.
Oh, no. You
wait,
can't.
we should call the police.
All their vehicles are
Who
here.
comes when you call
All
the
their
police?
vehicles are here, huh?
If you're
Huh.
Josh, you don't get 911 services. They seriously called, and they did not.
Yeah,
react.
All right, so here's what's going on. So let's go see if the mayor is there.
There's somebody.
yeah, he's ignoring you.
Is that the mayor, Josh? I could
Probably Kurt.
Oh, Eleanor.
No, that's not the mayor.
Who is this guy?
I don't know, but where are all the
Who is it?
Oh, he's
City
the
recorder?
guys
He's
now.
the city recorder.
So the city recorder is in there.
Hey, sir. Has everyone gone home? Sir?
He's ignoring you, isn't he?
Where can they go online?
Sir?
Well, he's on the phone too, but
Okay.
Well, we need to regroup. They're going to ignore us. Let's talk about
So there's someone right here who's a public worker.
we can
They're at the police station. We're asking to talk with someone. We're citizens.
Attorney General's office who has.
We can't get anyone to come out and talk with us. Oh, he's turning his chair. Dude, I can see you. I can see you.
I'm sure he can hear you too.
Oh, man. He literally is turning his chair. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Peekaboo. It's us.
It's like a joke, but it's not.
Yes.
You know, it's not a joke. I mean, you couldn't make this stuff up. This is the city of Salem. This.
The city of Salem.
Something's going down. That's ironic.
Something is going down.
Something's going on.
Absolutely.
Come on down to Thayer's house, 220 South Main Street.
Are you Facebook Live in?
America. Yeah, they haven't banned me yet.
I got put in Facebook jail this morning.
Well, I'll probably be there.
So we just left the city offices and the chief of police office there. We couldn't get in. They wouldn't open the door to us. There was people in there. We showed you. And what do you think about this, Tyson? I mean, what does this say? That they're not talking. They don't want to talk to us. We just want a peaceful resolution, right?
Yeah, they clearly got something to hide. Is what it tells me. If they were being legal and lawful, they'd be over here telling us
Yeah.
what they think.
Yeah.
Or even letting us in the building.
Yeah. Right.
So,
But did we get that? How many doors did we knock in there?
5, 6.
5, 6
Quite a few
doors.
doors on that building.
We knocked on a window. We seen the man working there.
Yeah.
He ignored us completely, right?
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. This is what's going on in Salem, Utah.
Ask him to show you the documents. The wife kept telling me to get off, so I had to leave eventually. But they said, you need to ask to see the court documents. So can I see those court documents?
Which
so
court
I can,
documents?
The one where it says...
The original sale of the house
where it
7
says,
years ago.
Who won in court for this property?
Did
Who's
they
this
ever,
property
did they ever
belong
win
to?
anything in court? Josh? Did they ever win anything?
No, I never won nothing.
Did you win in court when it came to the property ownership?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Can you show me the? Can I just? Do you have like
here. I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
we live
true.
Here. I mean,
They're here.
I
Yeah.
live here.
Do you have like
they're saying you're illegal squatting here is what they're saying.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they're
How
saying.
could I be illegally? Well,
Yeah, and how would you
I'll
even be
you,
building here?
I can show you. That's easy. All you gotta do is go to Utah County record maps. Look, that's my dad's name right there.
Yeah, so they said your dad owned it.
Yeah. Well, it's in my dad's name.
Okay, so that's you.
That's my dad's name. I'm trying
So that's
to,
in your dad's.
He owns from here over, and then the city owns from here over to the road. But then we've been in court for six years for this spot right here. And
How come the school court can't resolve
Is that the
it?
18 inches,
because
Josh?
the judge won't read anything. The judge has never, not one time. So this is the first time in, I think, the entire United States history, a judge made a decision. He made a bench trial decision over this boundary without any discovery. So they filed a lawsuit against this, just filed the paperwork, but they didn't file any evidence. Then the judge gave him our property without any evidence or proof of knowing how they got the property. And so we filed for the appeal. The judge read through his paperwork and he's all, oh crap, that's why they're filing an appeal. They didn't have any discovery. They didn't have any reason to take this family to court. So he says, hey, you guys got 6 months to come up with a reason why, to come up with some discovery, a reason why you got this family in court after 6 years. So then they decide they're gonna get a survey. They have the city come, trespass our property, survey, take everything back. You know, in the back, they steal everything. And then they,
So these
They
are the
just-
18 inches in the north,
Yeah,
and it's
well, it's
18
2 feet.
inches
2
by
feet.
116 feet, right?
140.
140 feet,
140.
even more.
Yeah,
So
2
you know
feet by
that's
140.
quite a piece of a slough of land, right?
And-
that you've lost under unlawful.
Well, the judge says that I
Orders.
didn't live. So on paper, they've created that I moved here afterwards, and then I'm encroaching
After
upon
what?
After them.
Okay.
And then I'm stealing their property, and I'm trying to take their property away from them, and that I live here like white. The pictures they show is like tires and over. They don't. Judge didn't know there's a new house being built here. He has no idea.
Oh my gosh, they didn't show any pictures of
No,
the actual
I'm
structure.
a white trash piece of crap hillbilly that doesn't take care of my yard.
This is the
So the
nicest
judge,
house.
This is
the
gonna
judge
be.
give them my property, give him this property, saying that we don't take care of it and we don't live up to the top of the hedge, and I've never trimmed or taken care of the hedge, so I don't deserve it. So he gave him the property, and then after we file for the appeal, and then he realized, oh no, they don't have a reason, so here comes the surveyors. Well, they come, they survey the property. Well, come to find out, because I wouldn't let the one surveyor, their surveyor, I wouldn't let on my property trespass, because that's
Yes.
my property. That's trespassing if they put that there. And so they had the city come do it. Well, the city come bullied their way in, trying to fight me, come in, put that in, and then they, well, I'll show you their survey. They change everything, and they're trying to make us obey by it. I don't know if I should say anything yet, but the survey that they had conducted, the surveyor, I called him because they trespassed our property. I was going to file charges against him and everything. So on a survey that he gave to the city, he said this is not an official survey. You can't use it to be recorded as documents, you know, for property and everything.
Because
so
they trespassed?
yeah, and they done it illegally. And so the survey map reads that they can't use this survey as a boundary line to try and describe where the boundaries are.
Can't be used for discovery. It can't be used legally.
And with that, they can't use a city survey in a civil matter. And so they kicked that survey out. And so now the city's trying to use a survey for here, but on the side notes on the survey, I don't know. It's
So
on
this
here
is
somewhere.
the survey right here that you have on your phone.
Yeah, fine. I got so much stuff on here.
So how far,
They,
how many months out do you think this court case really is to settle the boundaries
It's
once
been
and for all?
another 6 years.
You think so?
Oh
They
yeah,
can-
yeah.
they
We're
can
gonna
drag it
go
out
through
that
the
long?
appeals. Yeah. It took
Everett,
6 years to
where's
go through
Eleanor?
the first one.
Find Eleanor.
It'd be
Go
another
find her.
6 years for this one. But they, what the heck is it?
Go give it to your sisters.
But on the side notes, it says that you can't use this survey. And so when they take us to court and they do all this kind of stuff and everything, they're gonna learn in court. It's not an official survey.
So as long as this is tied up in appeals court, nobody can touch anything?
Nobody can do anything, yeah.
does that include you as well, or?
No, so we filed to have a stay in place that we own to the center of the hedge. And so we put that in court, you know, after they won their deal. We filed it's called a stay in place, saying, no, that's not true. We're filing an appeal, and we actually own to the center of the hedge, and that's what we live by. And we live by we own the center of the hedge. But they're saying that we don't. So if I go over there, they'll give me a trespass. I don't know if I told you, but I have 2 criminal trespassing tickets for being right there and 1 for over here.
But they came on your property last night and trespassed you.
No, they beat me up last time right here. Last time they beat me up right there.
Last night, right?
No, this was the other time.
Okay, show me your eye. When did that happen?
They beat me up 3 times now.
And he can't dare hit him back because then.
I can't. Yeah, they'll take.
Wait,
me
so
in.
what happened? Where was this last night? Where he hit you?
This is on the other side over here.
Okay, so he didn't come onto your property last night.
No, last time yeah, they did. They come over into here in the driveway.
They did?
Yeah, that cone right there. They kept picking the cone up and throwing it at us and saying that we were dealing drugs. And so I grabbed the cone and I put it back. And they kicked it again. So I grabbed the cone and I put it back. And when I went to put it back, they kicked me in the back, and then he hit me in the side.
You have video footage of this?
On my phone, you can't really see it, but you can hear it. And then, you know, they just started kicking me and hitting me.
And Michael was here last night.
Yeah.
He was a witness,
yeah,
too.
he watched it. And so they pushed me back over into here, and I about fell down, and then she's got her phone, and she's going into my face, you know, and just, I'm on your property, Josh? Is this your property, Josh? What are you going to do now, Josh? You know.
What excuse did the police department give for not arresting them
Exactly.
last night?
This is a civil matter. That's what they tell me. This is because it's over a boundary
So
line.
assault and battery is
line.
a civil matter, huh?
Yeah.
Civil matter?
Yeah, well, this is because it's a civil.
Assault and battery is civil matter.
They tell everybody that he and I have a boundary line dispute, and we don't like one another, and that we're fighting back and forth, and then they just do whatever they want.
Fist
Oh
no!
But this is
assault and battery is assault and battery. It's criminal. That's all there's to it. You know, whether they have a civil dispute, that's just different. So
even between husband and wife, even if it's in the home, if there is battery, if there's assault, they're going to take care of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. They're going to take care of it.
So when he says
but not
they won
not if
the
it's
case,
Josh.
They're talking about that. That's what they meant by
Yeah, that's what he says that he's won. Yeah, and that's because they had a bench trial, and this first time a judge made it. Like my attorneys all do. You realize what just happened? He says we made history. That this is the first time a judge has ever made a decision without discovery. He just believed what the other attorney said. What his attorney said, just whatever.
So you have your neighbor, the Eversons, trying to claim 2 feet on this side, and the city trying to claim 18 inches on that side.
No, they're claiming from here all the way 40 feet.
Oh. Yes, because his fence is here, but that's still his property.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's 40 feet over here.
40 feet in the front. 40 feet.
18 inches here.
40 feet by 84 feet.
40 by 84.
40. Yeah, and then in the back it was 30 by, I think, 80 something.
That's a lot of land.
And then
it's almost a
2
quarter
feet by
acre.
140
Yes,
feet.
like
Maybe an eighth of an acre,
Yeah.
right? Maybe an eighth of an acre.
Yeah, yeah.
An eighth
So
of an acre
They
of your
say
land.
that I have 0.22 acres here because they just go off of this
Right.
section right through
But
here.
really, what is
It's
it?
almost a half acre. Yeah.
It's
like
almost a half a holy cow,
Right
dude.
against the
0.44.
lake. I wonder why a city would want that
Gee. Yeah.
That is a quarter of an acre.
Yeah.
sandwiched right in between 2 of their other properties.
Yeah, that they already own.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And have plumbing put
And
out
they
for it.
didn't. These people don't know that the city owns their property because they never looked up their their boundaries and their property lines. But if you look
Who?
it up,
The
it
police?
says
I did go back and talk to them.
So
Just for a couple
how
minutes.
can we put out a call of inquiry throughout Salem to see who else is being
Encroached?
encroached and isolated,
I heard lots.
Harassed.
harassed?
Who's being
I can show you
I
on the
suspect this is happening to other people.
maps.
I hear my girl.
Yeah, it is happening to other people, and that's one of the reasons why we're here is to alert everybody that this is happening here. And as soon as the neighbors find out what's going on, you know, there might be some action, and these people might get some peace. You know, right?
Yeah, we'd like to put out a call for inquiry to anybody
Tell
who's
me what
living
the
in
police
Salem.
officers
Let's
have
do
done.
that. That's a good idea.
They
Let's
filed
figure out
any
who else
reports?
this is happening
Have
to.
they
But we're gonna have to take it
Seems
up
like this
higher
is happening.
because it's so
But if we can get
saturated
neighbors,
with corruption here in Salem.
Yeah.
We're going to have to take it to a higher source.
oh yeah,
Absolutely.
But I mean, like the state, AG's
yeah, we need to have the attorney general probably to the attorney general like you're making.
Yeah.
File it, and they'll write stuff like this one. They said that I put Lane Everson in a chokehold and I was holding him and I was choking him, and they hauled me to jail. But they were over here beating me up
On your property?
on my property. All the workers told the cops that they were beating me up and what had happened.
Workers on your house?
Yeah, workers on the house. There was 3 other guys here plus my wife. So there's 5 people, 5 witnesses that saw this happen, and then they took me to jail. It was $2,500 bail, but then they said that I put him in a chokehold, so then they raised the bail to $5,000.
Who paid that?
Me did.
You had to pay to get out of jail because they
5,000
came over and
cash.
harassed you on your property.
5,000 cash.
When was that?
1/6/20.
So last January.
Yeah, and we're still haven't been to court yet. We have a jury trial coming.
Oh yeah, I've heard cases are like a year out.
We have.
We're gonna do a story on this and we're gonna send it to all your neighbors. They need to know what's going on.
Absolutely.
Well, see, like this, Amy Lynn. This is Amy Lynn's. This one here. So these two, her and Amy, were going to gang up and file police reports against us, saying that
The
we're bad.
Evanstons and them?
The Eversons and
Eversons.
Eversons and his wife. They're friends, but her husband and I are best friends. So I have all these letters that he's written on behalf of me, saying how corrupt these people are, because in church they would talk about how they're going to take my property, what they're going to do, and
In
everything.
church?
In church.
Oh,
during
gosh.
during priesthood
Oh my
meetings.
gosh.
Oh yeah.
The priesthood
It gets.
meetings. Yeah.
That's
gets-
right. During priesthood.
Yeah,
I'm
during
dying.
priesthood meeting.
Oh my gosh.
I look at this cop, Christensen. I don't even know. He's probably related to Kurt. You know, I don't know if he is.
Responding up. Okay, wait.
Greg
Christensen.
Smith.
Is he from Salem or is he
Probably.
from American Fork?
I don't know.
Because the lieutenant at American Fork is Christensen and he is a piece of work.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, see, this Greg Smith's the one that is my ex-wife's best friend, and I filed a complaint not to come around here 6 years ago, not to come around here because his friend had an affair with my ex-wife.
Can I get that on camera or
Yeah,
no?
oh, yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
wait. Okay, I want you to say those names and I want you to tell me the relation real fast. Okay, so where am I focusing here? The laminate is doing a number on my lens. I don't know if it will get it. Let's see. It doesn't want to focus on it. Okay, anyways, keep going.
So the Greg Smith is best friends
I'm gonna take a
with
picture.
my ex-wife's guy who had an affair with her, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, wait, pause. I'm just gonna take a picture of this real fast and then I want you to say it.
And he was a police. He's still a police officer
In
working for the
Provo.
city.
Yep.
Oh, in Provo.
Provo.
Gotcha.
And Greg Smith is a cop here now.
This way. Can you hold it like this? Here's Josh.
And Greg Smith goes to church with her brother Brent York. They're in the same
With
ward.
Lane's wife.
Well, Lane's
Brother.
wife's-
Lane's wife's brother,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So they go to church over in Payson with one another. And so,
My
like, what a
goodness.
perfect storm, right? You know, I mean.
Yep. Sounds like it.
Ooh, got
Need
this
help
in there.
pulling
Good.
that out?
Yes.
And
While you were married or after you
While
were
we were
divorced?
married. While we were married.
Living in this property?
No, I was living in Payson. I was living in Payson with my kid and my ex-wife, and she was, running around sleeping with whoever, and she had 3 affairs. And third one, I was like, all right, I'm done.
So
You're not
Greg
gonna
Smith
cheat on
is
me.
the officer that had the affair with your wife.
With his best friend,
Oh, his
Jared.
best friend.
Jared Barney had the
Jared
affair.
Barney. Jared
and so
Barney.
Jared Barney's wife knew that it was going on, so she put tape recorders in the police vehicle cruisers. She put recorders in everything, and she's the one that found out about all the trading
Oh, wow.
favors and all that kind of
Oh,
And
stuff.
then did she come
trading
to you with all the
favors?
She called
information?
so she set him up. She set him
Barney's
up.
wife.
Barney's
set him up.
wife set him up and said she was leaving town. So they went over to their house and got in the hot tub and everything. And Barney's wife come over and said, "You guys are busted." And she called me and said, crying, "You should hear him, on the videos and everything." I don't want to hear anything. That's not cool. So anyhow, so her and I split up. I didn't see her for over a year. She left me with my kid. She abandoned me and my son, took off. So I got my son. I had custody of him. We was living there in Payson. And then she started dating some guy named Jerry Renier, and he's an attorney. And the next thing I know, I'm getting kicked out of my house. I'm going to court for everything. Like,
Ordered by this attorney?
by this attorney.
Oh my
Your
God.
ex-wife's new boyfriend starts sending you to court.
She knew what she was doing, didn't she?
Yeah, everything. And so
Oh my gosh.
they're trying to ruin my credibility because she's got to pay me child support, and I got the house and everything. So then, she had,
This house, this
no,
property,
no,
or the
in
Payson? Okay.
Payson. And so she, in court, I fixed the house up, I refixed it up, I broke my neck at a rodeo, and so I'd been like a while, and we was probably like 4 or 5 months behind on everything. So I got everything caught up, she's gone, you know, I get everything caught up, remodel the house, and then this Jerry Renier guy's all, well, she's gonna get half of the house, and I was like, I just did everything, I paid for everything, that's my house, and now over a year later, she leaves, and now she's gonna get half the house? I was like, all right, you can pay half the bills. And she never did, so we lost the house. So they kicked me out and found this place. So I went and lived with a friend for a little while, for 8 months, and then we found this place, and I remodeled it. It's like a little white house. It was just, I mean, it was trash. I fixed it up, I spent 22 grand fixing it up.
Off cam real fast. You found this place. Did your dad own the property prior?
And yeah, and he's a polygamist, and he wrote all these books. I got all his books that I found here. They're pretty neat. I showed you.
So that was his white house?
Yeah, that was his white house.
So you found the white house.
And he had 2 wives that lived here. That shed back there, the second wife lived in. The one lived in the house, and the other one lived there, and he lived in Salt Lake. He had his own house in Salt Lake, but he had his wives here.
Oh my God. That was pretty common.
And so he, anyhow, but yeah, he wrote a bunch of books. His books are pretty interesting.
So when this house was up for sale, what did you do?
Okay, so the house comes up for sale. The guy called me and says, Josh, my wife's sick. Do you want to buy the house? And I said, yeah, I'll buy the house. We've made an agreement for $125,000. And then so I told her.
How long ago was that?
2014, and I've been here since 2007. So I've lived here 7 years prior, and nobody knew who I was. Nobody come talk to me. Nobody ever knocked on my door. Nobody around
These guys
here.
never came up to you before? Were they living there
No,
yet or
I
no?
lived here. No, they hadn't. They lived here in 2010.
So someone else was living in that
Yeah,
house when you
George
were moving
Fisher
there.
was living there, and George, he come down here and his wife lived up in Salt Lake, so that family ran out of Salem. Every time he says his wife was crying every day, his kids coming home from school because they weren't Mormons, and every day getting teased. He said they couldn't live here, so they left. He said, but he didn't want to leave because he liked the house next to the lake, so he'd come down here and have fun by himself, get a little drunk on the weekends, and mow the lawn and enjoy himself.
Mow the lawn.
And one time he tipped the lawnmower over, and somebody across the lake over there saw it, and the cops all come here, and they was gonna arrest him for drinking and driving on his lawnmower on his own private property.
Oh my gosh.
He's trying to arrest
Small
him.
town.
And so, yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so you were living here, White House, some other people were here. When did all the craziness start happening, when they decided to start harassing?
2014, when it come up for sale. The first thing is they tried to arrest me for assault for this guy at my son's school, kept like messing with my son pretty good, and I grabbed a hold of him and threw him up against the wall. I didn't realize what they were doing. They were setting me up. And they had a video clip
Who
of
are
me
these
grabbing
guys?
the cops. The cop and my ex-wife. This is Greg Smith.
Greg Smith and your ex-wife?
Yeah. So they set me up. This guy's like this tall. He's trying to fight me and everything. He's yelling at my son at the school. So I grabbed him. I threw him against the wall. And that's the only video clip they show of me grabbing him and going like that.
Yeah, not them harassing you.
And so then next thing you know, I'm getting in trouble for assault. I go to court. I prove it through the text messages that they're all friends, Greg Smith and my ex-wife. So they drop the charges. I can't get in trouble for anything. So then next thing I know, I get tickets for a chicken. We had chicken. We had 4 chickens. And then we got tickets for having a lot too small to have chickens.
And your neighbors have chickens?
Yeah, they have chickens, yeah.
Is their lot bigger or smaller than yours?
It's bigger, but
Okay.
we can have chickens. Anybody can have chickens except for us. We're not allowed.
In other words, the law doesn't say anything about lot size.
No.
So there's no law about
No.
size of lot and
No.
owning livestock?
No.
I can have chickens in Clearfield, which is
I know there are laws about being in city bounds.
And so with
and out of
that,
city bounds, yeah.
they said there's no law, so I'm like, all right, let's make up a law. Salem's the only city in Utah County that doesn't have a poultry ordinance, so let's get a poultry ordinance so they can't take a family to court, right? So my son and I go all over town, get everybody's signatures. He's 13 years old, you know, running around getting signatures for his chickens. So we get chickens, we get a poultry ordinance, you know, put in place. So, you know, all right, we'll do a poultry ordinance. And then the next day we go to court and they said that they made a poultry ordinance, but they made my lot too small to have chickens. I was like, you dirty buggers. So the next thing you know, we got 11 months in court.
Because of chickens?
Because of 2 chickens. I wouldn't get rid of them.
And what happened? What did it end up being? What was the end of the...
They poisoned one chicken 2 weeks prior to the jury trial, because we had a jury trial. And then during the jury trial at noon, they realized they was going to lose the case, so they said that they like to rule to dismiss the case because they heard the Thayers got rid of the chickens. They're like, I never got rid of the chickens. I spent over $30,000. I've been here 11 months. I'm not getting rid of these chickens.
No.
And we only had 1 chicken by that time. Thelma and Louise was their name.
Thelma and Louise. That's awesome.
And so by that time, we got the 1 chicken. We come home and we can't find it anywhere, and my son found it in the bushes with its neck. They killed the chicken.
Wait, with its neck, what?
Broke it. They broke the chicken's neck.
So out of the chicken pen,
in
the bush?
No, yeah, in the chicken pen in the bush, yeah. They, over here, they broke its neck and threw it. So while we was in court, they come on my property and broke the chicken's neck and killed it. I was so mad. I mean, I was extreme.
Your son's chicken.
Sure.
My son's birthday. So he wanted to get chickens here, right? And I'm all, we can't get chickens. We don't own the place. You know, I never would let him get any pets or anything because we didn't own the place. So as soon as we bought it, I'm like, yeah, let's get some chickens. We go and get chickens. We got 6 of them. Come down, get 4 of them because, you know, they die. So we have 4 of them running around for a little while, and then we got 2 of them. But yeah, so I'm in court, you know, for my son's Christmas gift, and that's what I called the prosecutor and I says, hey, look. I says, you guys are putting me in this right before Christmas. I'm a single father. I says, you guys are putting me in a position where I can either buy Christmas presents for my son so he can enjoy Christmas, or I have to pay for attorney fees. I mean, which one are you going to make me do? He says, I hope you can find a good attorney, and hung the phone up.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Junior Baker's his name.
Who?
Junior Baker.
Junior Baker.
The Salem City, he used to be the Salem City prosecutor, but now he's over in Payson.
So what are the other codes they're trying to say you broke? So we've got the chickens.